Aha! Hello, everybody. I'm freed from chaos. Welcome. It's Tuesday, which normally means it's time for magic. Uh, Actually, I think with the Switch schedule, it's supposed to be Slay the Spire, but there's a new set. So, do we understand this format yet? No, not really. My best take is try to limit your colors or play all the colors. But those don't help, and those don't help. Um, because generally speaking, if we're talking from a spot from older multi-colored sets, you try to play as few colors as possible while keeping the power level of your deck relatively smooth. If this is two or three, depends on the power of the three-colored multicolored cards at common. Um, Cons, for instance, you get away with your third color being late because it was on your morphs usually. And same with this one. You can get your away with your third color being a little late in your commons because they're also your piece of fixing. So, however, playing those either gives up a 2-drop or gives up 2 mana and instant speed somewhere and isn't free. Yeah. Hell yeah. Pride time. Are they wait, are they advertising the good one on here? The new one? No. Looks not. There's a new secret lair drop. I guess this is April. This is the one that I was talking about. There's a new secret lair, uh, which I click on this and it opens up a different window you can't see. Great, useful. But there's a extremely radical Pride secret lair, which has some extremely good cards and arts. Big winners in my mind. The heartbeat, the savor of the moment, and the bearscape. Um, really happy on all those. Uh, but yeah, it's a good one. I would go look at it. Um, anyway, I'm here to play. Oh god, Phantom Bot Draft? No, thank you. Yeah, like the savor of the moment has Ral, Zarek, and Tomek's wedding on it. Heartbeat of Spring is Huatli and Sahili hanging out on Ixalan with a dinosaur and a robot dinosaur. Again, they're very good. Anyway. Oh, other things that I should mention just as far as this limited format stuff I know. Shield counters are strong as hell. That's something I can tell you from experience. Like, specifically, like, Broker's Bant stuff. Uh, Gets to be higher above the level because of how good shield tokens can be. So, all right, let's hit some buttons. And you just have an extra hit, you know, just don't take damage. Don't die the first time. Makes removal hard to use. Makes combat hard. Alright. Straight out of the box, it's Voidrend. This is not the rare we want to be picking. End of the day, this is murder with a couple upsides, and it commits you to 3 colors. Your first pick does not want to be something committing you to 3 colors right off the bat. That's a real good way to have your first pick fall off really quickly. Just as a rule, you know what I mean? Like, you pick this up, it might be fine, might make the deck, but a 3-color, not forward advancing card just isn't my... Oh god, this bag is not good to me for first pick. I like Fairy Vandal, I like Little Chat. Those are probably both pickable here. Fairy Vandal... I think we'll go with this. I think Little Chat I've not played as much. Massazaw, thank you for the sub. Okay, Metropolis Angel. Oh, Metropolis Angel with Fairy Vandal is very good. Whenever you attack with a counter, creatures with counter on them, draw a card. And if you want to draw your second card each turn, +1/+1. Here we've got some shield counters. Rumor Gatherer is really powerful. I kind of like the newsy setup. You know, I'm picking up the Angel here and then trying to get some more counters going on. The Metropolis Angel plays both towards Brokers, shield counters, and Obscurio's Connive. MC Subtle, yeah, you talk about taking the chainsaw. What if I just pick all the flyers? Yeah, you know? Make disappear. Backup agent. Psychic Pickpocket. This one's very good. If you connive it, it's a 4/3. They're on the full discard. But it also has a bounce, and there's a lot of times where bounce is just very powerful. I'm also not turned away by Skybridge and Obscura Storefront. Both of those are nice to see this early. Might be a little bit early to pick up the fixing, but I do value getting our cards functional. I like the towers a little bit more than I like the storefront because I want to stick on the 2 if I can. We'll see what the third is. Okay, Echo Inspector and Informant. These are both like, it's, you know, a bit sad when we're in blue-white to see only 1 card of each in here, but both Echo Inspector and Raffine's Informant are very powerful cards for the deck. Raffine's Informant is just a really powerful piker. Reminds me a lot of what's its name? It was an elf from Ixalan that had an Explorer. Backstreet Bruiser, Stop Nuisance, Knockout Blow, Crowbar. These are all good. Rooftop Nuisance, Knockout Blow is attacking or blocking one if it's on a red creature. This is effectively just a kill target creature on anything that isn't like either Wrecking Crew or like an 8-drop. That's probably fine. Citizen's Crowbar is good. Keep an eye out. All this green open means that green might be the way to go. We don't have any citizens, so that's a little less. Ooh, but Darling. Okay, well, what if we make our citizens? Alright. This could definitely be our third. Maybe this means we want to find the citizens a little higher. Shattered Seraph's also pickable, but we've seen green be pretty open right now. Last pack had like 4 green cards, whereas black's been a little less open, so I'm a little more willing to pick up Darling here. Darling also just self-combo, so we don't need to go. Okay. Interesting. And a slip out the back. Oh, this sucks. Slip out the back's my favorite trick in the set. Just goodbye. Oh, oops. The Human Wizard, Cephalid Rogue. Let's get 2 of these, and now we can build towards it. Yeah, let's get Cat Citizen and start building towards it. Angelic Absorber sounds like it's building towards it, but it's actually not building towards it in the same way that Servant would be. Servant actually gives us more citizens in play, whereas this one just wants us to have more citizens. We're currently on the wheel. Bird Citizen looks like the pickup here. Shield Counter is the other card I would consider. But now we have a bit more of a pickup. This is a nice pickup. Super happy to have a late duel. Especially with the Darling. Revelers is a rogue. This is a citizen. Let's grab you. You're actually good for the deck too because you work with the angel easily. And also we can put the counter from backup agent on Civil Servant attack. Okay, so our deck has shifted, and you kind of got to watch as it shifted. How we got where we got. And of course, obviously, for following our colors, we get to open a 3-color bomb rare in our. Wow. I'm sorry. What the. Oh my god. Okay. Huh. So if we didn't have the rare, we'd have Discipline Duo. We didn't have Discipline Duels, we'd have a little
Oh,
like
you opened,
Grella. But we opened Soul of Emancipation, which is
yeah, the
Triple Angel.
Terastodon.
Well, again, it's not Terastodon. Can't hit lands. It hits creatures instead.
Yeah,
But yes.
it's what this means is
What
yeah,
what
this
the,
card's unbeatable.
what this means is this card is unbeatable. But yeah, we also have to pass Duelist and a Legrea, but
That's
whatever.
fine.
Whatever. Third Darling?
Ooh, Darling's pretty. Which Triumph is that?
Uh,
That's the Naya Triumph, right?
that is Naya, yes.
Yeah,
So
Naya Triumph.
that would be
Huh,
a
no.
Plaza coming in. We got an Informant. Bird Citizen is a choice. Kind of like there's more Darlings.
Darling's pretty
They
good.
get better the more of them we do have.
It's gonna keep showing me this button until I
Well,
hit it.
thank you for hitting that button.
The thing is, I was already subbed. It just
I
wants me to
know.
tell you that I'm subbed.
Well, thank you for telling me. Now we all know.
Uh, Used Mr. Oreo. Want to splash Mr. Oreo? That's a joke, but this card is really, really good.
This
That
is
clubber's pretty cool. Glittermonger is better than it looks.
yeah.
Not only does it help you cast your Soul of Emancipation, it gives you shit to turn into guys, but I don't know if that's the pick.
These are all.
Yeah, there's not a great pick here. So yeah, I kind of like the 3/2
I
just
like.
because it's a 3 mana
I already
3/2.
have a Glittermonger. Is the reasoning there?
Ah,
That's basically the. Okay, so at the back. So
other.
we're seeing that definitely on our side. Our colors are a
Actually, do we
little
want a pacifism?
probably.
I've learned some things about this format. Me and Kaz did one of these yesterday. My opinion of the
Seven's a lot higher than 6 for like singing Bell Strike.
yeah, kill
But
shot.
you were saying you're.
There's a. I remember one of the first drafts you did the red black sacrifice a thing. They sacrifice something that shares the type.
Mm,
Draw a card. Fatal Crutch is right here. Upon playing multiples of this card is terrible. There's like so many. Because here's what I kept running into with it in like a pretty long draft was either guys who wanted to be sacrificed
mm-hmm.
or 1/1 tokens. So like it was just
Mm.
never that good. We had to sit on it for so long because the
Oh,
opponent had like a body dropper. Yeah, here's your conflux or whatever.
why didn't I get this in the nonsense one of these I did?
Would you have played it? The 8 mana spell.
No, God, you deck yourself on casting this.
Yeah.
It's like
Echo Inspector is really good.
Yeah, I like it more than Rock's Pummler.
Maestro's Charm.
I think I'm fine just getting more copies of.
Yeah, this guy, I lost a game because I didn't realize he could untap lands.
Ah. Yes!
There he goes.
I
Back. Pretty good.
mean, that tells us exactly how many broker players are.
Wait. Let me read Soul of Emancipation real quick.
Let me pick the card first.
Does it say destroy? For
Yes.
each permanent. It doesn't say for each of those permanents that are destroyed. It just says for each of those permanents.
It
So
doesn't
if you
say.
sack,
Yeah.
so if you just sack a shield counter, you should be able to turn a shield counter into a guy.
I guess I'm.
Sure.
I'm never playing
Psionic,
this. I'm never playing
Psionic
this.
Snoop.
This card is only good at breaking shield counters.
Stable Stroke.
That's
Not
actually
unplayable.
like, yeah, that's fine. All right, love to have a deck that after two, picks, I already feel like, we're in the clear because we have like a plan and stuff to go with it. But here we get another pack to like.
Well, there's Windshield Agent and Echo. Case the Joint's pretty good too, right? What does that do?
It's the draw two that looks at top of each.
Is Maestro's Charm the Canadian Threshold one? No, it's this flat.
This
It's
is
the
flashback by stack.
This is uh, Umezawa. Yeah,
Yeah.
Toshiro Umezawa.
I like the agent because not only do I like this for being an on-curve creature that just has a shield counter, like a 2/3 with a shield counter is already like, damn. But we can end up flying to some pretty real-ass
Yeah.
creatures.
That cycle is very weird because of which ones can and cannot target themselves. Like Echo Inspector, no, not Windshield Agent cannot target itself.
Yeah.
Voice of the Vermin can target itself. It's so weird.
Yeah. And like, yeah. But it has some good targets here, like handing out Flying to Darling is a lot safer.
Yeah.
Handing out. This is too obvious to me. I love the fixing. I love the informant. I love the
Raffine's
nuisance.
Informant is probably
Nuisance is cool. We have cards like Backup Agent.
Yeah. I can't believe I said Nuisance so long.
I thought you were just doing a bit.
I was doing a bit. That Double Striker's okay. Celestial Regulator's really good. There is also just hard removal in here
Yeah,
with
if I
Buy Your
want
Silence.
Buy Your Silence. Second Fairy Vandal.
Yeah, it could be a Fairy Vandal.
If we had more witness, like Connive, that card gets a lot better.
Yeah, it's mostly a Flash Storm Crow if you can't actually draw the cards. But Celestial Regulator is just very good.
Yeah. Okay, finally gonna slip out the back, maybe?
Yeah, we don't prize fight that well. Run Out of Town is okay.
Again, we have some cards that are like worth keeping alive to removal. Like
Yeah.
we have this card gets better if you're like when you have these creatures that are the like, these are the.
Ooh. That is a Nephalia Sea Kite.
Another Echo Inspector and then the big fixing.
Adjudicator would be okay. Even the Make Disappear is a playable spell. Especially the more
Yeah.
flash you get, the better a quench becomes. Are those horns or are those weird looking beats on the ominous parcel? They look like beats.
Well, I think it's ominous because they are horns, right?
Oh, I think a beat could be ominous. Can a beat be ominous, do you think?
There are ways to make a beat ominous.
It's easy to use beet juice to make things You can make some if you pickle some oh, there's an
Aha.
inspiring oh, I was looking at the 3/1
Yeah.
2/1 draw card.
Oh shit.
Actually our deck is stacked. We should pick the land.
Over the best common and incredible removal spell?
We're at 33 picks. I like pick whatever you like. It's just this is a Sophie's choice, right?
I know. Especially when we're seeing shit like this. Oh my god, cleanup crew is still here.
Cleanup crew is really good. I could also really see the 2-drop. What's our curve like? Curve's pretty low.
Yeah.
Huge men are pretty good in this format.
You don't really have anything about 4? It is a
Except for our
citizen.
7, except for our 7-drop, yeah.
Backup agent still exists. I actually like backup agent a lot for being a citizen because that, matters for our.
Yeah, I
But
like an iron shell beetle. The broker. We're not playing any of these.
no, we're really not.
This is what I meant about that land not being a bad pick, but that card is just all those other cards were so good.
I know.
Gator.
Like, at least our deck right now is like a couple reasonable pieces of fixing along with a little bit of
And you do have some fixing. So it's Glittermonger also probably not making the deck, but
yeah, there's
although Glittermonger specifically is very good with Soul of Emancipation for multiple
a
reasons.
Gator
But
in a bad 23rd, sure. This deck don't feel like a deck that contains a 23rd is gonna be one of the.
yeah, this look how many picks we got.
Okay.
Actually, man, if we had Yorion, we could play it.
I got blue, Sky Crier, Supreme Protector, slip at the back, Sense Flying, Fishes.
Yesterday's draft was pretty fun because it involved using Riveteer's Charm to exile my opponent's graveyard twice in a row.
Twice.
Twice in a row. Like did it one turn, and the following turn did it again, and it won us the game. They had the mythic enchantment that copies sorceries, an instance of sorceries from your graveyard whenever you cast the thing,
Okay.
and they were establishing loops,
Mmm.
loops that exile the top two and make them draw extra cards. It was like,
No, thank you.
what if I just exile your graveyard? What if I exile your graveyard again?
Ooh. We're at
I don't
40.
think we. Okay, you're at 40.
I ended up cutting Cleanup Crew because I don't like double green in the deck.
Reasonable. We can bring it in if we feel like we need a big guy.
If our deck for some reason feels like it doesn't get away with the bodies it has. We
Do
have
we have do we have a 2-drop better than the Civil Servant? If we're this light on green, then like having a 2-drop is like a little unappealing.
be like Virtuoso.
So we actually target it at all?
We'd
Or
have
is
to
this
slip out the back. Not really. We'd have to include things like Revelation of Power.
yeah, this card I think you need to target. Otherwise it's just a Boros Swiftblade, which is not bad, but it's not good either. We can play it then and just say that we're not always going to be able to play it on 2.
We have all these backup agents to go with it as well as one of the
Yeah,
things.
the backup agents are pretty good with it. Actually, the gardener might be fine. No, he's also a green 2-drop is the problem. Yeah, he has the exact problem that
Yeah, I was gonna say like that. I'm just making this card worse.
yeah, we're making this card worse.
Um, I'm fine with this. Green is a little light.
Yeah, but the green cards are extremely good. You could probably yeah, we need to play that many forests just because of the 3 darlings.
Yeah.
This game having like this format having both tap lands and triple fetches. I also lost a game to land sequencing. So it's like you have to really work your brain over the order of. No, that's the real appeal of just not having that much fixing. Is you don't have to think about it. You just play the lands you have, and it's harder to sequence them wrong. Ah,
Off blue, huh? Is this punishment for the inclusion of that forest?
I mean, you could keep.
Okay.
Just play a 2-mana 2/2.
No. Until it's needed for combat, its value is too low. So I cut that island and it was just immediately pushed out, huh?
Yeah, here we want it because it's a creature with a counter on it, so that the
Yeah.
regulator could possibly. So if we draw island, we are probably casting a different card.
Yeah, island gets us either duelist or inspector. Both of which are fine cards here.
In we go.
Yeah, alright.
We're in a bad spot, but we're still not the worst spot.
It's just annoying.
It's just annoying to have like immediately having your ball come off the bat and you're immediately struck with variance.
Yeah, well, not only that, the part that's killing me is our opponent's doing nothing, so any aggression on our part at any point in the last 12 turns would have resulted in game ending. Like,
They do have something.
it's an end step attached to a thing or a kill spell. It's nothing. Like, they're just removal.tech.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, like, if I could mount any pressure whatsoever, we're fine. But I can't. And now they're at this point in the game.
Okay.
Alright, I'm just immediately going to go reset.
Although, really, that also, we were stuck on 3 lands.
Well, if we had been on 3 colors, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Because we would have been able to cast. Anyway, I'm going to go immediately. Like, that's just immediate. This is getting swapped back.
That gives us 5 green sources. That's fine. No, we're actually paying the tax for having an unbeatable card in our deck. That's what's happening here.
Okay.
Speak of the devil.
This curve blows. All
Yeah,
right.
but it's got colors.
I cast what I draw. The
And
entire
it
deck,
has-
the entire deck below Soul is 4 or less.
Plus, they're on the mulligan. Plus, all we have to do is cast that spell and we win.
Especially like Darlin gives us these free 1/1s to target.
Mhm.
All right.
Blue is slightly more valuable.
Green is the most because I have no other source of it. So if I were to draw
That's true.
Civic
And that's a good card.
Friend, there's past like 2 of it, and that might have just been a flat mistake. That card's that good. Okay.
We lead on our tap lands. We either draw a play next turn, or we just start casting Darlings the turn after.
Yeah.
Scryer. You're not mounting anything particularly scary.
Okay.
Okay, that doesn't do anything yet.
No, because they didn't have a counter on their informant, thank goodness. If they had one, that would be pretty bad. This might be Echo Inspector instead of Darling here.
I blocked his 3-1.
Yeah.
Though does the Darling make a 1-1 right away? I don't think it does.
No, it does not on attack.
Okay. We can see what we draw. We can see what we want to pitch here. There's your 7th land. Pitch one of the Darlings for the slip.
I think it's got to be one of the Darlings here.
Next turn we can Darling with slip up.
Yep. Still no counters on their end. That's good.
Man, the slurp spell is so good. Look at their board. Pretty good. That's a citizen.
All right.
Also a good guy to blow up with
Yep.
soul.
I wonder if they're going to activate that Crier.
Them pitching the land earlier did kind of mean they might be flooded.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a Fairy Vandal. Okay, so now the Sky Crier does
Oh,
something.
that's going to give them the counter on the Fairy Vandal, and then we immediately block it.
Okay.
Late, but fine.
So the guy on the ground. Our 2/4s pulling some work. Okay, we can make somebody sleep. Okay, if we put the backup agent counter on the Darling, that'll make it a 3/5. And if we fish one of their 3-power guys,
They would do some pretty heavy blocking for that to be.
let's go ahead and get that out of the way. We can decide if we want to attack or not. It'll be a 3/5.
They'll
Which means
trade
we
with
can either...
Angel and Informant.
Yeah, Angel and... Are we okay with just a 2-for-1 that gives us a 1/1?
I want the Angel off their board.
Yeah, and we get the fish. So next turn we can blow up backup agent, fish, and citizen token.
Yep. That's
take 3.
nice. This is a little bit of a turn where I'm a little worried about positioning, but it only...
We're at 15, and they're 1 card in hand. What's the worst that could happen? They're off color. That's not a card you play unless you're fixing with it.
Okay, so we actually want to go...
Now, we could
We
regulate here, and like, if you regulate their 3/1 and just attack with everybody, that lets you hold up slip. It gets you another citizen token. They have 0 good blocks.
Yeah, because everything's +1. Maybe use the soul as a last, like as a ace in the hole.
Or we can do that next turn and just kill them.
Sure.
This plays around Quench. What if I killed you?
Hello, the masses. God, this is after we discarded a copy of this. I'm just gonna... we're just gonna...
that does let them eat a token, but who cares?
The tokens, you know... I'd rather that than lose our token generator.
Yeah, the token is replaceable.
Has already been replaced. And we're not... With them at 17, we're not like pushing lethal at them.
Nah, but we get to make that attack again, is the thing.
Right, then we have Soul as a backup post-combat.
Yeah, we can blow up our tokens that have gotten too attacked.
Yeah, like the backup agent as well. They cannot eat a token with the draw trigger on our turn because they need it to be the second card drawn. They need to
Yeah.
activate it to draw on their own turn first.
Fairy Vandal and like another card are all are like mechanics from a different set. Anyways, we can attack first. What up?
Hello.
It's our turn. I don't know why.
Weird, yeah, it's...
So here we're saying the green spells, instead of losing us the game, are winning us the game. So that's nice. Yeah, they can make this block for free, but the token, once again, the guy had been replaced. Yeah, the citizen jingle is bad.
I love it playing for like 4/4 citizens.
Or it's playing for like an Art Deco guy with a newspaper. It shouldn't be making like the noise. Okay, let's crush this person's soul. Even if they counter this, you don't. It's not a part of the cost. So
Yeah. Anyway.
so then I started blasting.
Ah!
Wow, they did have.
All right.
Read on the. They did have quench.
They had the quench. Their life total's 5. That was a like secondary necessary maneuver anyway. I thought I had them on stroke instead.
Disdainful stroke.
Yeah, I had them on disdainful stroke. Which like
Would have gotten 2 of our spells.
yeah, I
no, 3.
Basically, I thought they drew disdainful stroke after the after like a turn or two after we had played the Darling.
That's a nice little wombo.
Yeah, this is the combo. Our deck has this. It's a very good combo. Anyway, you need to like do something. I'm still attacking for like way over lethal with some backup.
Post combat Capenna strong arm or
Okay.
Kalia strong arm.
Sure.
Yeah, we connive first.
Yep. In case we draw something like that, which does alter our attacks.
Do we care about Sky? Would Skycrawler be better served as a 1/1 counter? Or do you just want to hit the land?
Because the big thing about this is that it turns this attack on.
Yeah, put it on our flyer. Then we just pitch in with our... Basically pitch in with everybody. And I think that kills them. Because they're going to they're at 4 from the fish. They only have 3 blockers.
They have 1 point of lifelink.
Yeah, so they're basically at 5. The fish and the scryer kind of block each other out. They block like 3/4 on 5/3, 1/1 on 3/4.
They can go to 6 and survive, but it'll cost them the whole board.
Yep, they agree.
Like they could live, but it's a day reprieve, not a victory.
And it would involve our darling still being alive.
Correct.
Mounting threats.
Yeah, that's again, it's a combo we've got in our deck with the. Oh no, we aren't playing the Fairy Vandal.
Do we have the
We do have the Angel.
Metropolis Angel?
Yeah, that was just something I was looking at.
Then maybe we take out Civil Servant for Fairy Vandal. Although, do we have any other Ways to draw second cards. It's just the Skycrier.
It is Skycrier, Rooftop Nuisance,
Some
Connive.
Echo Knives. Okay.
A couple Connives. So.
You have to trigger Fairy Vandal once for it to be playable, is the thing.
I like this a lot more with getting us so that our green is just, these three.
Yeah, so if we don't have green in our opening hand, we can just not care. And
Yeah. Obviously, we have 5 sources of, finding it. Yeah.
when cards are stacked together on the battlefield, you can click on the quantity number to select all of them while attacking and blocking. What? What does that mean? Maybe Richard Moriera can tell us.
Yeah. Richard, do you have a... I should keep this.
7-drop, off color.
I don't care about the 7-drop.
You're into the discipline duelist.
Well, because so we're okay. Number one, only keep because we're on the draw because we get 2 acts at our land here, and any land that's not forest, which is 2 remaining, will tell us what the 3rd one we need off the hideout is.
All right.
If we can't on that, yeah, this hand blows. I'm aware.
This isn't a coward stream.
Okay.
I think we fetch blue.
Yeah. They're exactly even.
But we have more blue cards. We have a double blue, and we might just want to cycle the nuisance.
Alright.
If we draw any land.
So the hope is obviously a top deck plains. And now it's like there was never a problem at any point. I did that just... That's bad. That's very bad, but...
I thought you were going to do it again. Like, keep a bad... Like, not mulligan or bad mana hand, and just have it. But no, better lucky than good.
Well, again, I think...
It was a calculated risk. It was calculated.
Yeah, there's... As I mentioned, there were a lot of reasons I did what I did.
Do you want to cycle nuisance on their 3/1?
I was kind of thinking about playing Skycrier and passing with Slip Out the Backup. And
That also works.
Because Skycrier just blocks this.
Yeah.
And it would also let me super cycle this later.
Seems reasonable. Plus, if we do end up, for some reason, both of our creatures benefit from the counter pretty well.
Yeah. The idea is, I'm super willing to... Okay. To trade with that 3/1 flyer. Nice. Looks like here is...
Let's make another duelist.
Yeah.
So attack and then play another duel. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we probably get in with duelist and attack with second... Or play a second duelist.
2/1 double strike is
They're
not
gonna
block.
Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and take the obvious.
Yes.
Doesn't hurt blocking on that, custodian, but we're not supposed to be. Rooftop nuisance will be a good way for cleaning up, just push in. Sleep with the fishes as removal is nice. We're also holding our bomb with duelists to not blow up to it.
They murder the only creature they can. That lets them get in for 4.
Alright. I guess this is Echo Inspector.
Yeah, Echo Inspector. So we do want to hit land drops. Nuisance or backup agent are the reasonable pitches here.
Yeah.
So is Slip, actually.
Right, that's starting to get a little worse.
Dump to 7 drop. Yeah, we could dump this card, yeah. This card that will win us the game when we cast it.
Hope is we don't need to, but I'm actually looking at maybe the Darling here. No, the Darling anthems these.
Yeah, we have citizens in play. I think it's either backup agent or nuisance. Or Slip. The other two,
Slip.
Slip doesn't play to the board.
I'm still gonna leave a disciplined duelist back because our life total is a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, because now they've got the fish. We can make the fish sleep with the fishes. Sleep with the fishes should say enchant non-fish creature. This is the remember pinned to the earth, not making them lose
Yeah.
flying? This is a flavor loss.
I hope that it puts them in a bubble with the fishes. Like, they're not dead.
Well,
They're
the fish are in bubbles too. Look at
Yeah.
the fish.
They all just hang out in bubbles.
Hopefully we draw lands that we can go Darling, and then the next turn back up into Nuisance to let the
Yeah.
Darling attack. Another Metropolis Angel. We can also just uh, put one of the Metropolis Angels in the fish tank.
Getting rid of one of their 3/1 flyers might not be a bad idea. Obviously, they
Doesn't
still draw cards off of
yeah,
it,
but
but
we couldn't do anything with that anyways. Our only option is that we don't have any destroy effects right now.
like a
Could,
Darling and bring in the heat.
yeah, could just play to the board. We have a 3/4.
I'll just bring in the heat.
Yeah, we're attacking for 12.
Okay, that's the heat. So now the actual heat is that, like, we might be able to rooftop nuisance
Yeah, I might build a
for
rooftop
game.
nuisance them out of the game. If we draw a land, we can casualty it. If we don't, you can just cast that spell.
Yeah, and then hopefully backup agent after it. The idea would be backup agent on a duelist, and then
Depends on what the board's like. It makes the most impact on the duelist, but if it lets the Darling attack, it can be very valuable. Although I guess if we're casting nuisance,
regulator no counter. That's overextension.
yeah, their plan is to double chump.
It doesn't matter now because now I can sack
Can we
Echo
just
Inspector and
yeah, can we just kill them?
yeah.
Okay. If they have quench here, we'll see. But we'll still get the copy if they quench one of it. So I think we can go for it, and we don't have to overextend if
So we sack the Echo Inspector here.
yeah, they got bricks. They are dead. They don't have white up, so they can't destroy target creature, whatever. Blammo!
Overkill. So we could have sacked the Darling and still had the kill, but it would have been a lot looser.
Yeah.
Um, Because obviously we were not leaving the flyer back to
Block.
block. Yeah. Okay. Oh, it was close, but we got there. Also, that was a keep and a half. I suppose.
Yeah, sometimes you make a gamble and you're rewarded.
The reason it's called
Sometimes,
the gamble.
yeah. That's why I tend not to gamble. I'm bad at it. I only take bets I'll know I'll win, which is not betting. This is our mana.
This is our mana and 3/4, so
There is a outside chance that this curves. Yeah, I think we just play our tap land then.
this was yeah, it's not yep, Gardener, sure. Citizen. Drop those hedge trimmers.
I was just thinking the way you said this, I think I'd be like, pick up that cat. So Darling means that
We can attack.
we can attack. They can pop the shield if they
Triple
actually
block.
if they triple block, they can pop the shield.
Yeah.
Or they can jump. Okay.
Yeah. Now here we get like just piles of cards and Darling being here. More duelist.
This isn't that important, but I don't like that the enemy's card back is inverted from their hand. Their hand has the magic label towards you, and their deck has it away from you. Which means if they were playing this in paper, they would have to draw their card and then flip it around to put it into their hand. Ridiculous. They love taking damage. Is the Virtuoso a citizen?
No, it's Rogue.
Okay, then we played the Scryer then.
Because this is a 2/1 flying lifelinker.
Okay. Their deck probably was pretty thin if they're playing the cat.
Yeah, though they were scrying for land because they missed a land drop. Which also tells me this probably should have been a treasure token. Instead of a 1/1. Especially when they weren't leveraging the 1/1 for anything.
Yeah, it makes sense to try to play for the board, but if they were light on land,
Right.
or if they had color requirements.
Ugh. So, you know, I've been asked, Jens, what do you learn about this format? And what have I learned about this format? Just play, just play Duelist.
Uh-huh.
I think that's it. That's all I've learned is just play Duelist.
So we fetch island here. Or, never mind.
Yeah.
We can get a counter on our Vandal. We can also try to block and trade with the Vandal. We can defer all decisions.
Yeah, it does have flash, so doing this is a little awkward. It makes my 4 like.
Yeah, it means if we don't trade, like if they suit up their guy, we can play the Vandal and then next turn tap land and then hold it for ransom. Okay, they have no instance.
Okay, so 4 is where we want to spend that.
Yeah. Okay. Just get the Darling out.
Darling,
we
you
have
enemy board? Removal?
Removal spell. Because they have we played the Darling here because we have the nuisance and the hold for ransom that can let it start attacking.
Yeah, even backup agent can sort of help with math on going in. I'm gonna grab blue with brokers.
Ooh.
4 color. Oh, wow.
They didn't spend their instant speed removal because they had more expensive removal to give to it. Okay. Echo Inspector might be pitching a land here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, planes we don't need. We can then broker hideout for an island.
I want to thin the deck. I want to get the lands out of here. This leaves us with 8 basics in the deck. Which is... I actually like how these do active thinning. 6.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Ransom's not going to be doing a lot here. Hi.
Okay. Who do we give our counter to? Double Striker or the Flyer?
We're going to do this.
Time Walk.
We're going to ransom now. Because we get a card off it. And so if they just want to spend 7 to make a body that trades, like, it doesn't...
Why didn't we attack?
They can pay 7 to kill the hold for ransom.
I know, but our Flyer. Their mana was tapped out.
It detained.
Oh, it detained. Okay.
When this card comes in, detain. Wow.
That's a way to kill our creature.
And it also milled us. I don't know why people do that. That's... Well, again, shit. Unless they, again, have the... Chase. I don't like them having the best cards in the world, but nothing we can do about that.
What it must mean is that they, Okay, do we cycle backup agents and nuisance here?
I don't think we can do that yet, but probably next turn.
Okay.
I want a little more spicy targets for it.
If they leave our hold for ransom and play long enough, we can blow it up with our Terrestodon.
I'm happy they gave us a treasure token. That's actually really nice of them.
Yeah, the treasure token's pretty free.
Yeah, it's an easy sack for that.
We're going to be tipping our hand a little bit here, that we're not sacking our land.
Now I'm willing to go ahead and do the thing. Like, put their flyers to sleep to get divination.
Yeah. Sleep.
I love... again, this card being divination is so good.
You have to give it a card.
I know, but
you're
when
right.
we give it this, like, it's like, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so... It's more like,
It's like if they had catalog...
or whatever.
Like, if you put tap 2 target creatures on catalog, is how I think of it. But I'm the kind of guy who plays catalog.
Also,
Yeah, pretty good. Does knockout blow say attacking or attacking and blocking?
Attacking or blocking, which makes it much better in this exact situation. Thank you for the card.
Ooh.
I could just hold it for ransom again.
Yeah, we could. It's like a time walk.
It draws us a card.
Making 3 1s.
We still have up the knockout if we need it.
It lets you knock out your own guy.
Okay. I still don't have a counter.
My card's still good without the counter is the thing.
I know. Alright. Wake up.
Alright, well, in we go.
This is in everyone, right?
Yeah, we just pitch in with everybody. Stack your triggers.
We're gonna end step draw a card off some lands here.
Yeah. Yep, that looks fine to me. So do we... Now we knock out the adjudicator, right? Because it's a two for 1 if we block out an angel, but then we get 0 for 1 on the... So we kill the adjudicator here.
Well, it also gives us this, like, pile of tokens that are now
Yeah.
unlimited level threats.
Unlimited power.
Alright, that step will sack a tool.
Probably the blue-white one.
Yeah, because we got...
Or no, the green-white one because we have no double green spells.
Whew.
Oh. Ooh, the Dusk Mangler.
That's
We're gonna
good,
get
but not
mangled.
good enough. That's very good. This card's, like, strong.
Yeah, we're getting mangled. Still feels like a Ravnica card. It doesn't feel like okay, they realized they're dead. It doesn't feel like a Golgari card, not a
The art makes it really feel Golgari. Like, if I
and
get...
just the effect too. Like, okay, if could you see Golgari getting a smallpox? Like a version of the card smallpox.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm thinking of it, like, more of as a... I don't know, like... I'm trying to think where I had seen... I'm not the card, but, like, not
The art.
the art, but the effect.
Yeah.
I'm like...
Well, it's like a Torment of Hellfire
Yeah,
type effect, which is also I think of Pox.
yeah, and like yeah, I think of blinking it because
Oh yeah, yeah. When you're
I'm a huge jerk.
well, that makes it an Orzhov card.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's a lot. That card is I think my favorite piece of top end in this.
It's a card that single-handedly makes the 5 mana raise dead, not raise dead, but resurrect in the set playable.
Yes.
This ain't it, Chief. Perfect.
Yeah, we just like throw a swooping protector down
I think we deal
or
Virtuoso.
This is
and-
too low impact. Yeah.
Whereas we can go Fairy Vandal into Echo Inspector.
And once it gets its counter again, the Metropolis Angel
Yeah.
is online. We didn't leave in.
Yeah, we just delay playing our forest and we're fine. Like the blue and the white are more important. Oh, they've got the Mythic Championship pet. I'm still using the cat.
Yeah, this is the trophy case. Alright.
It's pretty good. We might Echo Inspector pitching Echo Inspector. Raise it up, start. Pretty good target for that creature.
Yeah, because I don't... When it dies, it top fives.
Yeah.
So you really don't
Doesn't
want this.
that doesn't feel like a Naya card, to be quite honest.
That knife feels weird for like a...
Nope. The effect. It having vigilance is what makes it a Naya card. But if you filed off the vigilance and made this cost black, black, black.
I believe that like green. Oh. Alright.
Okay.
They didn't draw land off theirs either. They're still stuck at 3. So this is the game.
Do they have castables versus do we? We have a castable.
I'm not doing it here because that ain't it, Chief. Damn. Alright.
So this gives us a 2/3 to block. It gives us a 3/4 and a 2/3 to block their guys with.
Yeah.
And eventually, Swooping Protector can trade the shield token for their upstart.
That looks like.
It looks like it's just backup agent.
So the idea is knockout blow also can knock out this for 1. It's a red card. So if we can just fight the air, I'm fine with that.
Our Fairy Vandal can become a 3/4.
Yes.
Or we can just,
I kind of like that. Honestly, I think if we just win in the air, we don't have to fight it. What the hell?
yeah, I remember this card. So, that could be a Howling Mine for, not a Howling Mine for them, but a Honden. You
Yeah.
don't want to take 6. Of course, we can just knock it out. Like, that card has to get into Tangle, has to Tango to do its thing, and then you can just kill it.
Yeah. Impressed that their mana working out. I don't. Yeah, I think we just attack and let it.
Yeah, attack with our 2/3. Yeah, attack with our 3/4, I mean, yeah. We can attack and then knock it out. Take 4 from the upstart.
We'll gain 2 off this. 4th land, so they're now out.
Okay. I just noticed that their guy is a Jund guy, so they're Jundaya is Michi. They're gonna fake their own death. Have your opponent draw a card. So, do we want to take 7, or do you want to? We can't block it. It's got menace.
I think we have to untap because this is also coming in with trample.
Yeah.
We would take like 12 and be dead.
Yeah. So let's take action. I can start drawing this card. Do you really attack with both?
Yes. I think we're here to clock them.
Okay, our goal is to let them die with 7 cards in hand.
Yes, just don't convert. I have to accept a Howling Mine in order to just let them not convert card engine to board advantage. Maybe even trade with this.
Take action. We take the trade. We can grow the Fairy Vandal again next turn, or... Yeah.
We might be able to win in the air if they don't have any way of killing or blocking at this point.
We're going to go up to 9 cards in hand, and they play a big guy.
There's a Wrecking Crew. Okay.
That means we have some certain requirements we want to draw now. Because we really want to draw pacifism. There you are. Yeah, this game's not about Darling.
Okay.
We do have various double blocks that make sense here. Let's go ahead and take action. Look how many cards they haven't. What's one more, you know? What's one more?
So pacify the Wrecking Crew.
Put the counter on a Echo. One of the 4 escape blocks. They take 7 and go to 1.
Mm-hmm.
If we draw another pacifism, they die. We draw another way to put a counter on another Echo Inspector, they die.
Mm-hmm.
Assuming they have no life gain, no flying creatures, no more reach creatures.
They're passing with 8 in hand, so they clearly have a kill spell.
Rocco and Witty Master. The Witty retort guy was going to be a problem, actually, so I'm not sad about that.
Yeah. Alright, so hold for ransom. I really doesn't leave swooping, actually, as our play.
Yeah, we can swoop in. Just swoosh on in. This does present lethal. Okay. They decide not to go to 2. Then we have 3 surprise damage next turn. That might get them to overextend. They're 2 mana off of waking up their wrecking crew.
Basically, we get a third attacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't have the mana to wake up wrecking crew. That's not going to happen. Tap land's great to see.
Tapland is very good to see. Yeah, but the Shakedown Heavy is really good. That's probably why they're black, actually.
Yeah. Damn!
They must have had all just ground creatures.
Again, the wizard died with 7 cards in hand.
Yeah, they died with 6, but they made a land drop, so they could have died with 7.
Yeah, well, they could have attacked for a 7th. But, like,
Ah.
we kind of did what we had to in that. The moment we were both like kind of back.
Yeah, we're choked.
Mana.
We were both choked on mana, and they weren't able to convert their cards. It's like once they play their Honden, you're like, okay,
Yeah,
they're not going to be able to deploy all the cards they're going to draw. So them drawing cards doesn't matter. It's like, what is the number one way to lose as a control deck? It's like to not draw your lands.
right. The control player dying with 4 lands and 7 cards in hand. You know, it's not, just stuck on 1 removal spell a turn for 3 mana.
They did discard 2 cards to hand size one
Yes.
turn.
They did.
And they were discarding shitters too.
Yeah,
Like nothing special.
Well, because they were just holding up kill shot there, and the thing was, it looked like their hand. Again, they're on like 5 mana. They discarded a 3-drop and a 3-drop, right?
Yeah, they had, and plus they had to be like all ground creatures. Like some of them were probably really good, like Roko. Roko is rather good.
Mm.
I've had some success with Mr. Rocco. He most of the time would fetch the Riveteer 3-drop or 2 with haste.
I just don't like the quality of card I'm looking at.
This is a keepable hand, but it's very reactive.
Yeah.
This is 2 removal spells.
Kill spell, and then like Darling, hopefully by that point.
So this could be a mulligan just because it's 4 lands, no front foot action.
Without anything proactive, I don't like it. This seems similar, but with full mana.
Yeah, so we can pitch one of the lands.
Plains.
Yeah.
We have
Well,
blue. This forest. This is double
yeah,
blue.
okay. Well, that does leave us in an awkward position, but yeah. So we do it, and we just we play Skybridge Tower on 1.
Yes. Favorite family for draft, which was sealed. From having played these drafts, I think it has come down to brokers because shield counters feel so above what everyone else has access to. Like, there's also a lot of neat synergies that still work in this color combination. The citizen stuff is supposed to be the
Corrupt Court Official. We could pitch Plains here.
Yeah. We need to go fetch the... Yeah, we need to go fetch the green. I've also had a lot of fun, though, with the Maestros. Obviously, completely different color combinations, but I really like the sacking, like, Corrupt Court Official or Unlucky Witness or You know, the little lackey that turns into a fish, because they all are like really neat to give you a little bit of advantage, and then all of a sudden, here's your double up
Yeah,
later.
I feel like Jund is a little weak, but at the same time has like some individually powerful enough cards that I've really liked it. Like Mr. Oreo in particular.
Oreo's been good. I've been
Rivetier's
sad
Charm, I
their
think it's the best charm.
I'm sad their synergies don't feel like they put up power
Oh,
that they should. Like
yeah,
the sack synergy just isn't there.
yeah, you really just like some good blitz cards, and you end up playing a lot of Maestros cards with the casualties.
And we kind of need an untapped land here. That's. Do I want to discard a card? Is this what they're asking me?
Oh yeah, do they have
They've got to have fake your own death, right?
then do we like let them do this? We can just take one. We're 22.
Right? Sorry. Okay, I see this as virus beetle, and I'm like, ninjas are gonna have it. You're gonna die. You're gonna
No,
die.
we're at 22. There's no
Here
ninjas.
comes the ninjas. Here comes the ninjas. They're gonna kill you. Here's the ninja. Here's the ninja. Okay. I think I have to leave duelist back as like defender extraordinaire right now.
We can. Yeah.
I think we have to, just because like we're under 6 points of pressure. That's too quick of a clock compared to how fast this is yet. Because this is currently not I mean, it's technically 4 turns of it, or or 4 turns if they all connect, but this won't.
Here's a cue. We're going to activate Skycrier on their instep, aren't we?
We don't even have 4 mana. It costs 4.
Oh, I thought it was 3.
No.
Lol. Yeah, if we fake their own death, we can slip out the back if we make that block again. Which I think we make the block on the Magician. They can fake their own deaths, and then we just get the counter.
Yeah. I'm also good with them spending the card.
Or...
Do they have a Morbid trigger? Is there a Morbid trigger in this set?
They didn't know how it works.
I was sitting here thinking like corpse liker.
I think this is a case of RTFC.
No, let's see. I'm thinking maybe corpse liker. Maybe you just want this for blue, and then eat this with corpse inspector.
No, I think we just want to counter on our guy.
I'm willing to. This actually becomes a lot more threatening of a card with a. Anyway, at this point.
Now we can attack.
Yeah, let's attacking.
Read the flipping cards.
Nobody reads the double strike. They're like, well, they thought they were trading with a shield token. It's nice. Again, a lot more powerful as a 2/2. So, I've seen preliminary numbers.
They whacked the wrong guy.
Yup. Murder is slightly higher up on the pick order than Whack was. But I think that might have to do with it showing up more. I'm not certain there.
Yeah, because murder is a common
versus, right. I'll have to check what it is on win percent. That's the one that is. Do I even do I care about this?
We don't care. It's just we're at 23. It's like you'll be doing it just to spend your mana.
Spend your own mana.
Okay. Just have some more. Okay, that's a sign of weakness. Blood in the water.
Yeah, it's probably worth doing though. Like with this little mana.
There are ways they can get out of this. If they play the clubber lady, we're just hosed. Like, we lose the game if they do that.
Fourth highest card on gameplay win rate is Inspiring Overseer.
I don't remember which that one is.
That's the white common that has
Oh,
draw a card, gain a life.
yeah, okay.
Disciplined Duelist is number 3 in win rate, behind 2 other mythics. Alright, I'm looking for murder.
Play the Clubber Lady, they're still in this. They will, like, literally win if they do that.
Yeah.
The 3 mana guy lady that gives you -1,
-1. Nope. Okay.
Okay, that's not quite good enough.
That's whack 1. Now any blocker keeps them alive. You know, for turn.
So they whacked the wrong... Remember when they whacked the wrong guy?
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my god.
Well, land, so now we can...
Now we're finally on plays.
We'll have multiple lethal threats, but they're dead.
Yeah. Okay, murder is
My question is, what does a murder kill that... Like, there's little that murder kills that whack doesn't, you know?
It's like... there's... So, of the 5 commons that are the multicolor, like, attached to a land...
Yeah?
One of them's a 5/5. It's a Vigilance Menace 5/5. The rest, however, are killable by whack.
Yeah.
A
lot of the power uncommons, too, like the Pugnacious Pugilist, that's a 5 mana 4/4. The Bodyguard, that's like a 2 mana 5/4 or 4 mana 5/4. It's like many, like your cleanup crew, that's a 6/6. Like, obviously they exist, and a creature can outgrow being killed by it. But whack kills almost everything, and kills... I think whack kills more than murder does, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think the pick rate is likely due to... This is fine. We even have a counter for this. I think the pick rate is due to common versus uncommon, because the pick rate is 2.7 versus 3.0. For those who don't know what I mean by, like, pick rate, like, a 3.0 means usually by the 3rd pick, you're done seeing the card. Like, that's how it starts, or it goes. Do I want to go...
Do you want your counter on the flyer or not?
I do want my counter on the flyer. I'm willing to delay here.
You just play out a 2/3 flyer.
Yeah, because I feel like we're gonna have a flying duel, and winning a flying duel with this seems fun. Alternately, they knockout blow this and whatever.
Don't summon it. Okay, it did not matter. Well, it did, actually.
Yeah, I know.
Let's get backup agent's token without actually quench.
Wow. It's not resolving, yeah.
I think the quench is maybe more playable in limited.
This is better than it was in Neon.
Yeah.
In Neon, there was a thing that, like, exiled 4 hires. It was one of the worst removal spells in the world. Number 1, by the way, as far as power level goes, shit. Well, whatever. Sure. You want to put my backup agent in the limousine, nobody's going to stop you.
It gets knocked out pretty well.
So, number 1, as far as win rate goes, is the white mythic that comes into play with 2 shields.
And the double shield.
Ugh.
Just say...
They're gonna put my double striker in the car. However... car's fun.
We put their guy in the fish, or do we just like attack and then plan to knock out the limousine?
We're probably just knocking out the limousine. I mean, it sucks because like this thing in the fish is like,
Like its thing can still trigger, but only if they have the things to trigger it. It's just like a 2/3 shield counter, so we can ignore it
yeah.
for now.
So
Wanna take you for a ride?
play this, leave up knockout blow, just get in for 4.
Yeah. We put the counter on the other guy, probably.
Yeah, they've already shown my kill shot. Let's diversify a little more. Good card.
Welcome. That makes their cat more threatening.
Yeah, because now it draws.
They also know the
good card.
extremely heads up play would be for them to wake up the car and put the counter on the car.
Yeah.
That would require us to block with the agent as well.
I'm gonna guess 3/3 on the mentor. It's like we have some 2/2s here.
That makes the most sense. Depends on how heads up they are.
This is to wake up the car, sure.
Yeah.
Damn.
Heads up!
That's strong. They're good.
We have the kill on it still.
We're taking it.
We're basically trading half of backup agent for half of backup agent.
They shouldn't activate this.
Okay, they draw a card. Yeah, should we see if this resolves first? Or should we get the damage on it from the backup agent first? Christ, they have something.
No, it's crew. It's still available.
True. Okay.
Alright, we get our Virtuoso back. Now we actually have... I think that's what I'm gonna...
We're gonna sleep. We could target our own guy to give him the counter.
We don't have good attacks here, do we?
No, we're probably on blocking duty to start eating their 1/1s.
True, if they have to send with them, they... You know... They'll die.
Into the Royal did get a... No, Into the Royal got a fake reprint. In Dominaria. The one with the eyes on it, remember?
Yes. I'll just block your 1/1. It's still worth the attack, though, is the messed up thing. Like, trading the 1/1 on board for a card in hand is...
I think we're seeing what happens when we don't play the green part of our deck.
It's not even here. We literally don't even have it.
Yeah. Like, we're just playing the blue and white commons.
We can have a tornado carrying a car. That's... Oh, fuck. Hey, we're dead. It's that... Okay, so, for all those that wanted to know how good this bomb rare was... Alright, let's take a look.
104.3A.
First, we make the sign of, you know... We go ahead and sign of weakness. And then we can.
Player may concede any kind. Whenever a player concedes the game, they immediately leave the game and lose the game. It's weird to say, because of how the rules work, you don't lose the game
This doesn't fly.
until you concede. Like, it doesn't happen at the same time. You lose the game after you concede.
Well, because you have to, like, otherwise you how could you concede through Platinum Angel, right? Like, you have to step off the like. All right, final match. Cottard 720, born in the year 19720, and we are not.
No, they're actually born in the year 1280.
Oh, really?
Yeah, little known fact.
Oh.
This looks like
It's bad.
A bad hand on the play.
Yeah, specifically being on the play makes this one.
If we draw blue, this hand is so gas. If we don't, and we just languish on lands, we lose the game. So
that's why, again, if we were on the draw, I would actually like be more liable to try this. Oh god!
I would just put back a Darling. This is probably keepable. We have shuffle effect, so if we want to draw her again, we can.
We have 3 too. All right, mulligans on both sides.
I know if you go back far enough, you can certainly find things that let you win the game before you lose the game. That used to be fairly common back in the 90s. I concede in response to your concession. Ooh. If concessions used the stack, you could do that. How funny would that be?
Yeah, but then you concede to your opponent, like.
Yeah. Concede.
All right.
No. If you do that enough, you can call a judge, and you can force a draw. If
Infinite loop.
Yeah.
Wow.
His hand's just turning out perfectly. They could call in a professional or something here, but they errata concede to have split second.
Anyway, do they have like a flash, like a sweeping protector?
Sweeping protector would make sense. We still get our card. Now I can't see us possibly loot. No, I shouldn't say that.
Wrath?
They could go They go Plains Wrath. We draw a card.
Sure. There's a Plasm they could do, right?
Body Strong Arm? Okay.
Rooftop Nuisance, tap your blocker, you die to 10 damage.
Yeah, they're dead.
They didn't make a play till 5.
Okay. Sometimes you just don't make a play till 5 and die. Still had all these.
They even had 3-color mana, like.
They must have been all on 5 drops.
No, they needed to take action because
yeah, they should have blitz. If they were all on 5 drops, they should have blitzed their guy on 4.
One of the tricks about this hand is that we made a 2-drop, passed on 3, and Darling on 4. If you get enough of a board where we can't get this into combat, our hand's a lot worse. But obviously, we have like a friend to help that out.
Yeah, we had stuff to do, and we had the Nuisance to break the board.
All right, so we took a loss to ourselves. They literally sold their own.
Yeah, we lost to another Bant deck. This one's okay. This is a Heat Ray.
Oh, and it costs 2 less.
2 less for blue, and
so
it can't be countered.
So you get a +2 on that. Can't be countered. It's pretty good.
It's anti-blue, so it can't be countered.
Looking like sidestep ward is kind of neat like that too.
Mm.
Yeah, we lost to our mana on game 1, like because of this.
Game 1 match. We can't say that was the case. Yeah. But we can know it was the case.
Right, truth. It's truth versus fact.
Yeah. So I think Bant, if it's open, just draft it.
Got like again, I can't state how powerful like this card alone is,
Yeah,
especially because like take a look at the cards in the deck. This is a power toughness boost. This is a power toughness boost. This is a way to make easy 2-for-1s. This is a way to evade. Uh,
here here's what I think about Disciplined Duelist. Well, look at all the creatures in our deck.
uh,
Most of them are pretty small. Like a lot of the creatures in this format are pretty small. So it makes tangoing with like the classic way you would deal with this guy is you play a 3/5, right?
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if you play a 3/5, then like what the hell is he gonna do?
Duelist is
But
a 3-color pick one pack one. Yeah, sure. Like I know in pick one pack one here we had what was our 3-color rare we had, right? That was
I didn't join until like
um
halfway through the pack two.
we had a choice. It was Void Rend.
Void Rend,
And
yeah. Void Rend,
and
yeah,
Void
so,
Rend
yeah.
just is like a removal spell, and it's like whatever. That doesn't need to be a 3-color first pick. Here's
I I rate Void Rend around the same as I uh rate Murder. Like it's a
yeah,
constructed card. It's
right.
not a standard card.
Um,
Or not a limited card, I should say.
yeah. Whereas like Duelist, you see this, or even like Soul is a powerful enough one that you might go like, this is a build around.
Yeah.
So
Plus, you can do the thing where you end up drafting one wedge, but splash cards from another. Like you can play Naya, you can play Dirty
yeah,
Naya, where you're playing a Naya deck with some Junta cards, like that kind of thing.
right. You can literally just have the blue splash for the activation. Uh,
That
yeah.
Elish Norn? I guess that's Elish
Yeah,
Norn.
looks like Electron.
But the next sets are Dominaria. So
Yes.
I guess
We have Dominaria, and then we have
the
Brothers
Brothers
War.
War, which is Dominaria,
Right,
but
but
it's old Dominaria. Yeah,
all the learn cards.
yeah. Not a Professor saw some play. You had two cards in that pack?
I opened 2 packs at once.
Oh, I just showed you the rares.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is our so Void Rain and Void Rain's like fine, but at the end of the day, this is gonna be murder 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Just harder to cast.
And there's not that many counter spells.
Yeah, there's 2.
Urbrask. He's the Phyrexian they hit here. We've had okay, I guess that's why they're showing us Elish Norn. Because if no, I thought Elish Norn was still on here. I thought
Yeah,
she won, right? Like the Praetor Wars. So she's the one that stayed on Mirrodin.
yeah, so there was a story today that was literally from Elishnorn's perspective on on Phyrexia or New Mirrodin, whatever.
I guess it's new Phyrexia now.
Yeah, but yeah, so yes, Elishnorn is still on like New Phyrexia / Mirrodin.
Is she going to show up in Dominaria?
The setup of the story was like Elish Norn getting freaked out by like trying to like complete this like weirdly recognizable person who I don't know who is this. Turns out to be like a vision of Elspeth, who is like it's just Ashiok fucking with Elish Norn. And the entire story is basically Ashiok fucking with Elish Norn, and Elish Norn getting more and more annoyed at, no, we are Borg, we are perfect. I'm gonna go beat up Elspeth now.
I guess
So
we have to have Elspeth be the White Planeswalker now because Gideon has been dead for a while. And we've established that if there's one thing Elspeth really, really, really loves to do, it's killing gods.
oh, just
So,
yeah, oh yeah,
so like that's what. So that's how we're going to get Elspeth entangled in our. That guy has an actual gun. That's how we're going to get
shit.
Elspeth entangled in our Phyrexian war is we're just going to tell her these Phyrexian praetors, they're basically gods. You want to come kill one, right?
Okay.
That card's so
This
bad.
is not good. Like so every other hideaway card. I think
Like
like so. Okay, hold on. Let me go like right here. So wiretapping. This is a Honda.
on an seeing when
Um,
prize fighting is put
prize,
counters on
prize
guys.
fighting is like counters on guys. This takes forever to get to. I just want to be able to look at cards.
I give you a search for hideaway, you'll find them.
Yeah. All right.
As long as you've got not collected.
All right. So the black one here is like
That one's at least got synergies.
it's got yeah. It also has a May. You can just turn it off.
Yeah.
But like rabble rousing. If this card didn't have hideaway, it would still be the stupidest goddamn card.
Yeah.
This goddamn card. This goddamn card.
It's not as easy to activate as Windbrisk Kites, but
No. But like, even if this didn't have hideaway, this card would be an A+ bomb that wins every limited game. Because
yeah.
one of the tricks about the card is it doesn't say non-token.
So your guys create guys when they attack.
And then when you attack with all your guys, you get double the guys, and then you get a free card usually. But also you keep getting million ones, and they're not attacking. So like you basically swing your whole team out, and then you get infinite blockers, and that are also going to kill you next turn. And
It's similar to but adjacent to Assemble the Legion.
yeah, you have something to start it, but yeah, I don't know. This card is I've every time I've played against it, I've either killed it on the spot or lost the game. Like those are the only options. Like, kind of funny we did hideaway for one cycle.
Yeah, and hideaway is like a weird mechanic anyways. Especially it's a mechanic that they made them they eroded the mechanic for 5 cards, which means they eroded more cards than the cards they printed to change how the mechanic worked.
Yeah, I guess like it does make sense in like not having this weird tapped
It
clause.
Yeah, it makes sense not having to explain to new players that yes, your enchantments come into play tapped, but there's the old hideaway lands, and there's some modern horizons cards that they have to errata to include
Yeah.
the. So now there are more cards in existence that don't work the way they were printed than there are cards that are ever going to exist that work the way that they were printed. It's so weird of a choice.
Yeah, this is the #1 bomb in limited.
Because it's a dragon.
Well, look at how unkillable of a dragon this is. Two
It's an
shields,
unkillable dragon.
2 shields, and
And it's a
also
5/5, so you can't whack it.
it also is a Titan because that is an enters the battlefield or attacks trigger,
Yeah.
and that trigger is draw a card and make a 1/1. Yeah.
Oh, she looks like errant. Oh, errant street artist. That's Elaine. She's dancing like Elaine. Ledger Shredder, making a little bit of like there's some people trying this in is it Murktide
Okay.
in modern?
As a way to also like get things in the yard, and as like the fact that it works on both players.
Yep, works on both players. You cast your like you're playing your ops and your stuff, so you double spells hat. This card's probably a really big pick.
Yeah, because you just keep getting fish.
You keep getting fish, and it's hard to kill.
Right, 6/6 with ward 2 and trample. This is a rare too. I've never seen this on either side.
I've seen PokeCap tweet it.
Oh, this is the other. This is #2 on the list of bomb rares because it's also a Titan.
You discard a card, target creature opposing control gets some access to the mana values.
And then it always does.
So it's just a big flyer. that draws and discards cards.
and also like nullifies creatures. Yeah, I haven't done a lot of drafting black, as you can see here. A lot of bits that are still. I heard people talking about this with rogues, but like not sure if it was gonna do anything weird with if this had like any sort of weird combos that I could work with, but
It specifically says
not
non-rogue, so you can't loop
you
them.
can't loop them.
Would have been better to say ogre. Ogre synergies.
No
Then
whack.
whack.
Deal Gone Bad does a pretty good impression of whack.
This is the bad common removal spell, but it still kills most things.
Yeah, there's not a lot of big beef in this set. Even like what you do find is pretty. I love sticky fingers. This card's very dumb. But like, there's just not a lot of beef.
That guy, Wrecking Crew, is
Wrecking
notable for
Crew,
being huge.
and
This guy's huge.
and like you get it. Uh, you might wonder.
This Vic Viper can do it.
Why does this Wrecking Crew have reach?
He's got a ball and
Do
chain.
you know how good the anti-air on like on this dude is? Like you come at him like
Now
just
here's my question. Why is he using? Why does the wrecking ball he's using like have a tiny little handle that's like all art and deco? Shouldn't this just be like the ball from a wrecking ball? Not like
not
it's
a
it
deco
kind of like
one.
he's holding it like a balloon. Like this is a maybe he's oh that's what he's got. He goes over like a lead balloon. He has a balloon made of lead and he throws
Mm,
it. It's not a wrecking ball. His name is ironic.
yeah, like that is the biggest red card. Like just flat.
He's also right next to there Arcane Bombardment. That's the card I double gen charmed.
Oh damn, I understand.
It was
Uh,
so funny.
Gala Greeters. This is a kill on sight.
Yep. Doesn't look like an elf either, does it?
Has some not quite infinites. Treasure token to dude
Mm-hmm.
is one. It doesn't quite get there the way you want it to, but it's like every turn you
It creates infinite game objects in loops. So if you have like an impact
and
trimmers or something, but
and strong arm also works really heftily as one of the only big bodies around. It's fake that it's a big
yeah.
body because you have to kind of put it on itself. Same with Rock's Pummeler. Rock's Pummeler loses that toughness. So.
And we've learned that Titan of Industry is a card you should cast.
Yeah.
Look at the funny little rhino he makes.
Ooh, that's a full. Okay.
That's a
Yeah.
silly little right. Look at him.
Look, I love
He's got a manhole
manhole
cover
cover.
and a little bat. He's like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Is that the same
So,
rhino? Or
yeah, it's the same. I think it's the same rhino he makes. Yeah,
also, hi Thragtusk, how you doing?
yeah, it's the
You
Thrag
ever, you
Tusk.
ever,
A Thrag.
poof, it's not the same. So Thragtusk had a leaves play and on a die stringer because it
Yeah,
was made to fight Vapor Snag and Delver.
but
Um,
instead they made it work with Restoration Angel.
right. This card though is
It has its own
scary as
Blitz
hell.
claws,
Yeah,
which having its own haste is pretty good. Like, if you want to put this over Thrag Tusk in your cube, you'll be completely fine doing so. I'm so mad we weren't able to get a loyalty counter on our fish.
I know.
There's
I
Mob
really,
Nixilis.
I really want to draft like blue
The blue,
black with
like the Obscuro style
yeah.
stuff.
But the problem is there's only like literally there's 4 cards here. One's at rare, 2 uncommon, and it's common, and then like a couple, 1 or 2 black and blue cards. So like this isn't a real thing unless you have like 4 snooping newsies and then have the set for it. Um, yeah, because like Tainted Indulgence is quite good. Printing a lot of good card draw. Um,
Security Rock. I thought Security Rocks was a 5 mana 5/4 for the longest time. Kaz had to point out that it's 4 mana.
Yeah, it's quite good. It just base because like you know you're.
You'll find out why it's called Brick Wall Balzano.
I love this cat.
He looks like the cat from. He looks like John Cleese from Five Will Goes West.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking as well. That's exactly who this cat is. Yeah, now we get into our multicolor.
To our stuff with
But yeah,
our various charms and ascendancies, some better than others.
all
Crew
right.
captain, it might be.
Hold on. What is? I need to
Mhm.
actually look. What the hell is? What's Obscura's ascendancy?
I'm pretty sure theirs is the Canadian threshold one.
There it is. Oh, this is the one that wants to curve out.
Yep.
And then once you count to 5, the game ends because all your like the game that
Your
probably already was over.
you've got 5/5 flyers.
Okay, yeah, because you got this one. You've got the flashback once per turn. You've got the
The Jund one is your first creature that dies brings back a littler guy.
yep, and then you've got the
The Naya one, Cabaret Ascendancy to the left.
yes, that's just like extra draw for a creature or planeswalker. Also does scry.
Hmm.
Like if it was a land, you may put it on bottom, which is actually like a lot more powerful than what you usually get for that. And then the last one, oh yeah, I forgot this thing.
I played this one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, this the last ascendancy is first pick this all the time. This card's like kind of stupid.
Yep. The Bant is once again the strongest. Look
Yeah,
at that Fleetfoot Dancer. It's like a assault zeppelin.
I always love like the Mantis Rider slash style rare. That's just Lightning Angel. Like just throw some
Yeah,
keywords on it, call it good.
pretty good.
Lifelink actually is what makes this one.
Also,
Like,
a 4/4 is pretty big.
but yeah,
What's that? Endless Detour?
top of deck a spell, permanent or non-land permanent, or card in a graveyard, or bottom of deck it.
Right. Bottom, top up. So it's yeah, okay, pretty good card because it hit cards in graveyards too. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to. I started taking a look at cards and decided to do that for a while. Anyway, that's gonna be it for tonight. Just the one draft in me, but yeah. I'm finally out of chaos hell, so normal stream times are on for now,
Normal stream times are on
which
for
means
now.
which means like Tokimeki can start back up on Mondays.
It means it can start back up on Mondays.
From Final Fantasy V tomorrow. I think more drafting on Thursday, and then Slay the Spire on Friday. Things like that. So yeah, we'll be back in a more regular schedule. So thank you for dealing with the odd schedule as it was. I didn't get caught up at all on the YouTube uploads, which is normal.
If you really want to show your if you really the best way to let him know that you're upset that he didn't keep up with his YouTube and was inconsistent is to like and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell,
It's true.
and he'll just hate it. He'll just hate it if you like, subscribe, and subscribe.
Terrible, terrifying. Nice vid. Okay, Undersoul. You should watch the first draft of this we ever did. Where we had an opponent. No, what was that? We had an opponent under Endless Detour, their own Titan from their grave to cast it a second time. It ruled.
We call that Noxious Revival
Noxious Revival for 3.
for 3 mana.
Using your rare. Anyway, so yeah, thank you very much for joining. I'll catch you tomorrow. Thanks for joining, Gnome.
I'm Gnomebitten.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.